So this week, I wanted to hop on and really focus on the fantasy football trade deadline. And I've got a few names that you should try to either move on from, or maybe you should try to target before your league's trade deadline. Now, some leagues might have already had their trade deadline pass, or we are right on the cusp of it ending right now. I'm in one league right now where the trade deadline will end as soon as that final or as soon as the final game is played here in week 10. So if that is the case for you, I actually wrote an article that you can find on our website that will continue to cover the waiver wire ads that you can make this week to help you stay on track. Now, speaking of our website, I want to remind you, do not forget to check out our website, footballscout365.com, where you can find all of our NFL draft written content, our NFL draft big board rankings, and all of our weekly fantasy football waiver wire content. You can find all of that and more, once again, on our website, footballscout365.com. Now, today's focus, it's centered around the trade deadline in your fantasy football leagues, and I want to talk about a few targets here that you should be going after. Now, last week I discussed a trade that I had made that involved me moving on from Nico Collins, and I ended up picking up Chase Brown and Austin Eckler. Now, I already have Jamar Chase and Garrett Wilson on this particular fantasy roster. It's a 14-team, one-player keeper league, by the way. I also have George Kittle on this roster with Deontay Johnson, and I also have Christian Watson at wide receiver as well, so I'm super wide receiver heavy. Now, I have been in desperate need of adding a running back for several weeks now. I've lost 4 games in a row leading up to this trade. I had already stashed several names: Ray Davis, Blake Corum. My starting running backs over the course of the last few weeks have been Jaleel McLaughlin and Ray Davis, so that's not helping me out at all. I actually started this year 5-0 before losing 4 in a row, by the way. So I'm just now sitting outside of, the playoffs, for example. So I needed to make this move. This was a big deal to me. I didn't want to give up Nico Collins. I loved having the receiver depth that I had. We have a lot of flex spots in this particular league, so lining up all those top receivers and just hoping, though, over time for Ray Davis to be that dude in Buffalo or have a larger role. That looks like that's going to be the case, so that's still somebody to go out there and try to target. But waiting on Blake Corum, for example, for his role to increase in that Rams offense has been a nightmare. It's not happening at this point. Nevertheless, after Thursday night, I'm already up 60 points on my current opponent. Now, I definitely feel good about the Chase Brown trade moving forward, so I highly recommend that if you have the ability to go trade for him, go do it now. It might be a little too late at this point. A lot of people are recognizing that he is the RB1 in this offense. But again, if you can go get him, find a way to go get him via trade before the trade deadline. Now, who are some additional names that you should be going after via trade? If you are a wide receiver heavy team and you need a running back, this is a guy that I've consistently targeted. Actually, the past 2 years I've targeted him. Now I'm looking to try to target him a little bit more. He's going to be harder to get this year, and that is Buffalo Bills starting running back James Cook. Now, if you are the Ray Davis owner currently, try to get him so that you can pair him with Ray Davis. If you are wide receiver heavy, the opposite way to view this is that you could parlay a trade of Ray Davis with another player to that James Cook owner to get a key piece yourself. So a couple different ways to look at that. When it comes to the Ray Davis, James Cook situation, you can either try to go target James Cook, or you can try to trade Ray Davis if you're the Ray Davis owner currently to, give that person that handcuff, add another player to it to get yourself a better wide receiver situation or running back situation for down the line. As far as the wide receivers to target, I would be going after Garrett Wilson. The Jets offense, obviously it's up and down, very inconsistent, but the addition of Devontae Adams is opening things up more for one-on-one opportunities for the explosive Garrett Wilson on the outside. In addition, Wilson has absolutely been trending up in PPR formats the last 5 weeks anyway, and I believe this is going to be a continual trend. In week 9, Wilson was targeted 10 times. He scored 2 touchdowns. I believe he's going to continue to get opportunities like this, and he could absolutely be a great addition to a roster that already has a wide receiver 1 option on it. Now, the next name that I really want you to target is going to be Josh Downs from the Indianapolis Colts. Now, with Michael Pittman fading a little bit, Downs is absolutely a player that you want to go after ahead of the trade deadline here. And with Joe Flacco at quarterback, Downs is being targeted just a hair under 10 times per game on average. Now, once again, This is another wide receiver that I believe can provide you league winning potential that you can add to an already solid roster where you already have maybe a wide receiver one already in play that could absolutely help you make your fantasy football playoffs and put you in league winning position. Okay, let me know what you think about these trade targets. By the time I get this video out to you, these guys might already pop off again in week 10. But even if they do, you can still try to make that 2-for-1 style trade to get a player like a Josh Downs or a Garrett Wilson. Please also let me know in the comments section what trades you are looking to make. Let me know also what you are offering to other people and what is also being offered to you ahead of your trade deadline. Once again, I do want to say thank you for watching the video. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more great fantasy football and NFL draft content.